This is Vlog, themed exploring WSU's research niche areas with leading researchers. Join us for a series of vlogs that will see Vice Chancellor and Principal, Professor Rushila Nolundi-Songa, engaging with various academics and researchers.
Good day, a special welcome to our viewers. Today, I'm having a conversation with Professor Katende. Professor Katende, you are most welcome. Please, as we begin this conversation, tell us about yourself and your research niche area.
Thank you, Prof. Good day to the listeners and the viewers. I'm Prof Katende-Kyenda from the Department of Internal Medicine and Pharmacology, and specifically I'm under the Division of Pharmacology. My niche area is human research development, and the sub-niche area that I'm working on is GBV, which is gender-based violence. Before I talk about my niche area, I would really love to express my gratitude for Professor Songa, our first lady professor since I've been at the university. And I also like to appreciate her because she's the only VC that has got a lot of interest in research. So she's the one leading this whole of research, which is under gender-based violence. So, Prof, we thank you very much, and we thank the Lord to give a person like you interested in research, and you want WSU to be at a higher level in as far as research is concerned. Okay. Now this GBV, that is gender-based violence, I am doing it, or I can say I'm collaborating with the Department of Psychology at Waitakere University. I'm collaborating with Dr. Sylvia Nkanyuza, and we have engaged 4 students at postgraduate level, 2 honors and masters. The topic I'm looking at in as far as gender-based violence is concerned, I'm doing a project on WSU academic females. Maybe people might wonder why only academic females, but there are other colleagues who are doing non-academic in the same niche, which is a lady by the name of Mrs. Maekiso Pindile. She is looking at non-female academics and the challenges they are faced with. Now, talking about my niche area, I'm looking at knowledge, attitudes, experience, and perception, expectations of WSU female academics towards this global challenge, GBV. Now, if I could talk a little bit about each, I'm looking at it. First of all, let me define GBV. It is a complex phenomenon which deals with physical, sexual, social, cultural, spiritual, and psychological, even economic violence. So it is a complex phenomenon, this project which I'm engaged in. So talking about the project that I have embarked on, I'm looking at knowledge, attitude, experience, and perceptions of Waitakere University female academics. Now, if I could talk a little bit each area, for example, as I've defined gender-based violence, I would love to know if our fellow academics really know what exactly is GBV. Because mostly we attribute GBV as maybe a gentleman assaulting a female, but as I've said, it is a complex phenomenon that I'm dealing with. So I want to know if our female academics, they know what GBV is all about. Then the attitude towards GBV, as we know that there is a lot of stigma towards this as well as it was in the past with other pandemics. So I want to know their attitude towards this GBV. Thirdly, I want to know the experience, and this is the very, very most important area that I'm interested in, because GBV has existed, but we did not know. We did not document it. So I want to know the academic females, if they have ever been put on this pandemic. And but then when I'm asking them that question, I have to be very sensitive. I have to consider the sensitivity, because they might not want to open up to me. And yet we know that it is happening, but we have not reported anything. We have not documented anything. So as I said, that I would have to be very sensitive when I'm asking them that question, because my research tool would be a questionnaire whereby we shall be face-to-face as I'm facing Prof, and then ask them this question. Lastly, I want to know what they're expecting from the university about this GBV. So once we have established, then I hope we shall have a center whereby a female academic has been maybe assaulted, maybe has been shouted at by the HOD, so that these people can go and to this center which we are going to establish. And also, we expect that the university has got policies. I'm not sure about that, because this is a new area of research. And the project, as I said, it is led by Professor Songa. So we want to know if there are no policies, can policies be formulated and implemented? We don't want just to have a policy which is not going to be implemented. So those are the 4 areas I'm looking at. And as I've said, we are engaging 2 honors and 2 master students.
The 2 honors and the 2 master students are part of the GBV niche area. Now, are there any other GBV initiatives at WSU that you are involved in?
Okay, thanks, Prof. As I said, at the moment, I'm collaborating with Sylvia and Kanyuza, but we want to bring in other people, because, as I said, it's a complex phenomenon. We would love to have someone maybe from the Department of Law. We would love to have someone from, of course, me, I'm covering medicine, which is health. Then we would love to have someone maybe from psychiatry, someone from sociology. But we are very busy right now writing chapters. As I said, that we are going to have a WSU chapter on GBV, and we are going to be the first university to write about GBV. Now, this GBV book we are going to produce, it has got 3 areas. The first area, and which is going to be the first to be launched in November, it is the name it, because we want to name this pandemic, what it is all about. We want to name it. So that's the first series we are going to produce in November. We are all looking forward to this launch. And also, the good news we got yesterday was that our project has been approved by the research ethics, because for anyone to do research, you have to be, there are certain organizations or certain areas you have to get approval from. So as I congratulate Prof Songa, because she's our leader and she was working with other people, we got the ethical clearance. Now, our second series will be on shame it, because once we've established the name, we are going to shame these people. We didn't want to start with shame it. Whom are you going to shame if you don't have the name? Then the second series, which we shall produce, which might be early next year, because we are working very, very hard. It will be, the third series will be tame it. We are going to try by all means that we tame these people, we involve them, and then also they don't practice this pandemic. Okay, so after I've finished with the female academics, there are other areas I would love to touch. For example, the students, because there is a lot of GBV among the students. So, and then as I'm saying that I'm very much excited about this project, even with my colleague Sylvia Nkanyuza, there's also Sitore, there's Mr. Kotoi. So we are just working closely with this GBV. And of course, the other colleagues that are writing on our very, very first book, which will put Walter Sisulu University at a higher level. And I still continue to say thanks to Prof for leading this project.
All right. Now, having said that, is there any kind of support that you require as the leader? And I'm aware that your specific niche area on GBV is still relatively new. Regardless, is there any additional support that you require to be able to consolidate the work that you're doing? Because like you said it's a complex phenomena, and you clearly have to work across the disciplines to be able to do justice to this topic. Therefore, my question is there any kind of support that you require?
Okay, thanks, Prof. Yes, we shall need, of course, the funding, which is very important because as I am going to deal with 4 campuses, so I will need funding. I already have funding, but it's not going to last long. And the movement will be, we have to go to Butterworth campus, we have to go to Queenstown campus, we have to go to Queenstown. I think I've also mentioned East London. And of course, we'll have to use vehicles which will need fuel, which is also very expensive. And also, if, for example, we've gone to Queenstown and then it is late for us ladies to drive, we shall need accommodation and, of course, the meals. So the financial support, we shall need it desperately. And also to be able to go to the other communities, these high schools. We want to go and talk to these kids so that by the time they come to the university, they know what GBV is all about and how to tackle it, and also to report it, Prof, because there is underreporting of this this pandemic which we are faced with. Now there is a project which I wanted to do on a part of GBV, which was sexual assault in one of our clinics. It is called Sinawe. Unfortunately, after I had got ethical clearance, had got clearance from Prof because you are the leader, after I had got clearance from the gatekeeping because we have to honor that POPI Act. And then after that, I had to get clearance from the Department of Health. All those are required. So when I went to the center, they told me, no, we don't release any of the information regarding GBV. But where I said, okay, my work is not going to go to the West, so that is another chapter that I'm writing for the book. Apart from the looking at the crucial role the healthcare system plays in as much as gender-based violence is concerned.
Are you going to apply for a postdoc research fellow to work with you as well?
Yes, in fact, I saw the advert. I think it was this week I saw the advert, so I'm going to follow it up because they said there's a postdoc in GBV, which would be very fantastic. Hope, Prof, I want to move away from my pharmacology when I'm the only one there. But no, I manage. It's just a matter of time management. Okay. And I would love to have that postdoc. Yes, I'm going to apply for that postdoc. And maybe NRF. Yes. Because this is a first research we are doing. So for sure they'll be able, and very, very important for the whole world. So I'm sure they'll be able to give me the grant. And MRC as well.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Katende. That brings us to the end of our conversation. And to our viewers, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, goodbye.